Curly Howard, born Jerome Lester Horwitz on October 22, 1903, in Brooklyn, New York, became one of the most beloved comedic actors of his time. Raised in a working-class Jewish family, Curly was often overshadowed by his more dominant brothers, but it quickly became clear that he had an innate ability to make people laugh. His off-stage personality was naturally shy and quiet. Yet, when performing, he was a whirlwind of energy and physicality. Curly's talent didn't come from formal training, but from his instinctual understanding of timing, improvisation, and commitment to his comedic characters. His unique approach to physical humor, childlike energy, and slapstick routines would go on to make him a household name. As part of the iconic Three Stooges, transforming him into a lasting figure in comedy. The evolution of Curly's character and look before joining the Three Stooges, Curly Howard tried his hand at various jobs and local theater productions, perfecting the slapstick humor that would become his signature style. In 1932, he replaced his brother Shemp in the group, officially becoming a member of the Three Stooges. At first, Curly had a full head of wavy auburn hair and a mustache, but the group's leaders, Moe and Ted Healy, suggested he shave his head to create a unique image that would align with the trio's persona. Curly reluctantly agreed, and this iconic clean-shaven look, combined with his high-pitched voice and exaggerated facial expressions, became instantly recognizable. His catchphrases like "nuke, nuke, nuke," and "woo woo woo" quickly became fan favorites, and his ability to convey humor with just his physicality made him a central part of the Stooges' comedic legacy. The golden years of the Three Stooges. From 1934 to 1946, Curly Howard became a star, starring in nearly 100 short films with the Three Stooges under Columbia Pictures. During this golden era, films like Punch Drunks, 1934, Disorder in the Court, 1936, and A Plumbing We Will Go, 1940, solidified Curly's place as one of America's favorite comedians. His slapstick routines were both outrageous and brilliant, often filled with pratfalls, wild gestures, and exaggerated expressions. Curly brought an almost surreal energy to the screen, elevating the trio's performances from simple slapstick to a high art of comic timing. His childlike demeanor and unpredictability made the Stooges' routines more than just jokes. They became immersive performances, filled with chaos and joy that fans would continue to cherish for decades. Romantic troubles and the price of fame. Behind the camera, Curly Howard's personal life was marked by turbulence and emotional complexity. His first marriage, which occurred before he achieved fame, lasted only 5 months and ended in divorce. This early experience seemed to set the stage for his later romantic struggles. In 1937, he married Elaine Orr, and the couple had a daughter, Marilyn, in 1938. However, despite the arrival of his child, the marriage began to deteriorate, and they divorced in 1940. The breakdown of his hiwai, his Sarandana's second marriage, combined with mounting personal pressures, took a toll on Curly's emotional health. As his career took off, his personal relationships and mental health seemed to worsen. His vulnerability and sensitivity, often masked by his on-screen antics, were overshadowed by an ongoing search for affection and validation, a search that would define much of his personal life. Physical decline and strain from the demands of performance. Health began to decline in the early 1940s, particularly after his second divorce. Known for his boundless energy and physical comedy, Curly began experiencing signs of exhaustion and health problems. His weight fluctuated significantly, and he developed hypertension, a condition that worsened with the stress of his high-profile career. Despite these struggles, Curly continued performing with the Stooges, who often worked grueling schedules. During World War II, the Stooges toured extensively, performing live shows for military personnel. These performances were physically demanding and emotionally draining, and Curly bore much of the physical burden of the slapstick routines. The intense travel and late-night shows only exacerbated his health issues, and despite his increasing frailty, Curly remained dedicated to his work, pushing himself past his limits. A final attempt at stability. Marriage to Marion Buxbaum. In 1945, Curly entered a brief but intense marriage to Marion Buxbaum, whom he married after only 2 weeks of courtship. The union, however, quickly devolved into a turbulent relationship filled with arguments and mistrust. The marriage lasted only 9 months, and the subsequent divorce was highly publicized and embarrassing for Curly. The media's sensationalization of his personal struggles further exacerbated his emotional and physical decline. In the midst of this, Curly suffered a major stroke in 1946, which severely impacted his ability to continue working with the Three Stooges. His career, which had once been filled with boundless energy, came to a screeching halt. This health crisis marked the beginning of a long period of decline for Curly, both physically and mentally. Curly's last marriage and the final years. Curly's third marriage to Valerie Newman in 1947 marked the most stable and loving relationship of his life. Valerie provided him with the support and care that he had longed for, and together they had a daughter, Janie, in 1948. Although Curly's health continued to deteriorate, Valerie remained by his side, offering him the comfort and emotional support that he so desperately needed. This final chapter of Curly's life was marked by genuine affection and mutual support, providing him with a sense of peace that had eluded him in his earlier relationships. Valerie's care allowed Curly to spend his final years with a degree of stability and love despite his ongoing health challenges. The tragic end. Curly Howard's decline and death. By 1952, Curly Howard's physical and mental health had severely deteriorated, leaving him unable to perform or care for himself. He had suffered multiple strokes and his cognitive abilities were severely impaired. His last public appearance was in a cameo in Hold That Lion, 1947. But by then, Curly was a shadow of the vibrant performer who had once captivated audiences with his energy and slapstick genius. On January 18, 1952, at the age of 48, Curly Howard passed away from complications related to his strokes. His death was a somber moment for fans, but it was largely underreported, and his passing didn't receive the widespread recognition it deserved. His once brilliant comedic legacy was overshadowed by the nature of his illness and the system's failure to properly care for him during his decline. The unseen struggles. Curly's mental health and legacy. For decades, Curly Howard's rapid decline was a mystery to many. Behind the laughter and physical comedy, Curly was a man who struggled with personal demons and mental health issues that were hidden from the public eye. In recent years, medical experts have revisited his case, suggesting that Curly may have suffered from bipolar disorder or other psychiatric conditions, which were likely exacerbated by his heavy alcohol use. These revelations provide a heartbreaking new layer to Curly's story, showing that the man who made millions laugh was also struggling in silence. It's now clear that the entertainment system, which prioritized performance above all else, failed to provide him with the care and support he needed in his final years. Curly Howard's tragic legacy, the price of fame. The story of Curly Howard is not just one of comedic brilliance, but also one of profound neglect and the price of fame. The recently uncovered documents, medical records, and testimonies have painted a grim picture of Amania O'Ran, man who was pushed to his limits by a system that didn't understand how to care for him. Curly's mental and physical decline was not just a personal tragedy, but also a reflection of the larger pressures faced by entertainers in an era that demanded perfection at any cost. While his comedy has left an indelible mark on the world, his story also serves as a cautionary tale about the hidden struggles of those who make us laugh, and the martel of taking caring of the people behind the performances. In the end, Curly Howard's legacy is one of both joy and sadness, a reminder that even the funniest people can suffer deeply.